girls can grill too, where we take the lead on manning the grill. I'm so glad you're here, and this week we're going to start out with chuck-eye steaks. Now, a lot of people want to get caught up with the seasonings. They think that they need to buy specific ones or try a bunch of different blends, but we like to keep it super simple, just using some garlic, salt, and pepper. So definitely don't get hung up on fancy seasonings or feel like you need a cupboard full. So we've already pre-seasoned our chuck-eye steaks, and our grill is already preheated. We're at 400 degrees and we're ready to put the meat on. A good rule of thumb for cooking steaks on the grill is definitely just setting a timer for about 3 minutes. My saying is that you can't uncook anything, so it's super important that you catch it early versus are overcooked and you have nothing that you can do to change things. Make sure you keep your lid closed so that your temperature stays consistent. Let it cook for about 2 to 3 minutes before you ever open it up or really check it out. Stay away from flipping over and over and over again if possible. So as our steaks are cooking, our potato foil packs are cooking as well. I got those started a little earlier because they're gonna take longer to cook. So that's just a super simple side dish that keeps you outside and away from having to go back into your house and prepare something. My goal is to definitely stay outside again with the kids and just enjoy being outdoors. So I created just some foil packs using some baby yellow potatoes and some string beans. And I just mixed those up with some olive oil and some of the same spice that we used on the meat. We call this Modoc spice because my family's ranch is in Modoc County in California. And my grandpa once told my dad, all you really need is a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper. And so my dad worked for a long time getting the recipe and the blends just right. And so now we call it Modoc spice and we use it on everything. All right, so the chuck-eye steak is one that a lot of butchers absolutely love. The chuck-eye is right at the top of the prime rib. It's in the chuck primal cut. But like I said, it's right in the front of the prime rib, and so you still get a couple inches of that really tender longissimus dorsi muscle. The one thing with cuts of beef is where it comes from on the animal. It really depends. Is that used for stability or is that used for movement of the animal? So the ones that are used for movement are going to be more tougher cuts, but that longissimus dorsi is purely just stability, and so it's so tender. The chuck-eye is kind of like this hidden treasure, and that's why I wanted to share it with you today. So we're going to come back in just a moment and we're going to see how our steaks are doing. All right, so we're coming back to check our chuck-eyes. My timer went off, so it is time to take a look. I'm gonna flip these guys over. I didn't oil my grill because we're not cooking super hot and fast on this cut, and it just causes a little more issue with flame ups. So I got everything turned over there, and now I'm only gonna let them cook for maybe about 2 minutes. We're gonna come back and take a look at how they look in about 2 minutes, because again, we can't do anything once they're overcooked. So we'll check back in 2 minutes. So our chuck-eyes look like they're about ready, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick look. I got my foil packs cooking up here too, so now my veggie side is done. I don't have to go in the house, which will be wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these chuck-eyes off. And it's always best practice to let your meat rest for about 5 minutes before you're going to serve. So we're gonna go ahead and let that steak sit in on the kitchen counter for about 5 minutes before we slice it up a little bit. All right, we got our steaks off the grill and we opened up our foil packs and everything looks like it's done just right. So I love a steak medium rare. I highly encourage anybody that wants to try the chuck-eye to not cook it past medium. Like I said, I like my meat from medium rare to rare, and I pulled it off right at medium rare. So your steaks will always continue to cook. So remember that when you put it down to rest for about 5 minutes in the kitchen, that it's going to continue to cook. That temperature is going to continue to increase. So always pull your meat off prematurely. We opened up our grill packs and our veggies look awesome. I'm going to cut into this chuck-eye real quick to give it a taste. I definitely want to show you how they are done. kind of see there. A little bit of pink still there in the middle. Just right, looks so good. I can't wait to try it. So thank you for joining us this week as we grilled up some chuck-eye steaks together. I hope you'll join us next week. If you have any questions about things that we did or things that we didn't do and you're just curious, please write them in the comments or contact me, reach out on social media. I'd love to answer those questions in the next video that we shoot, or create something else to answer your questions.